Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the show. My name's Joss Armitage and I'm here with Jakub Kubarek from Nangu TV, and we're going to talk about your company and the market sector you play in. So really, could you just give us a sort of general background of Nangu TV and the main services that you offer?
Well, Nangu TV is a company who is building its interactive TV platform, which can be then used by different operators, including telcos, including cable satellite operators, to bring interactive TV services to their households, and with today expected features including OTT, multi-screen, every device. So we basically help people to share stories and bring the entertainment.
So you're talking fundamentally about a white label service, so they brand it as they want. You're a technology supplier. How does that work?
Yeah, we build the software. It's all in-house development. Our company is mainly people working on development and testing to support the platform, which is then used by the operators to bring TV.
Okay. Where are you based?
We're based in Prague, Czech Republic. Beautiful city.
Yeah, it is a beautiful city, even with the stag doos that go there. And geographically, where do you work? What's your main geographic region of business?
Well, we are growing fast, but as we started in Czech, this was this is our base, so we do a lot of business in the territory of Czech Republic and Slovak Republic as well, including the biggest operators. So we do provide services to Telefonica Czech Republic or in Slovakia, but in the territory also to Swisscom Broadcast. And our main interest today is Central Eastern Europe, Middle East and Russia.
Okay. And which markets are you finding the most active at the moment then? Is Eastern Europe, profitable for you, or are you looking to expand westwards, or what's?
We definitely look for expansion, but we are not a big company, and we don't want to be a big company. We want to stay in the size where we can still be small to talk and understand our customer needs, and big enough to deliver.
Okay.
So this is our move, but we see the opportunity for TV services everywhere.
Okay, that's what I was going to come to actually. What was the opportunity that you see or saw in the first place and see now for Nangu, and how is it positioned in the market?
You mean like how it started?
Yeah, how it started. Why Nangu, if you like?
Well, we have been looking for a long time to what's internet bringing to this content industry, and you have a TV service since 60 years ago, but it is completely non-interactive. And we see that the internet brings a big change, which you can describe like change from the viewer to user. So people want to get more interactivity, they want to be involved, they want to use a second device, they want to share. And this is something where I feel that especially from the broadcaster side, there was a gap, which brought on the scene the new services, including IPTV used by especially telcos.
Yeah.
And we saw this as a big opportunity, and it's still here.
Okay. So give me an example, pick one of your customers, give me an example of what services they are able to provide using your technology.
Well, let's talk about one of our latest development, which is Telefonica Czech Republic.
Yep.
And they are the biggest telco operator in the country. Their installed base of the ADSL to TV service is already more than 150,000. And with our platform, they can really bring the true interactivity, all the devices in the multi-screen world, including iOS, Android, mobile devices, tablets, connected TVs, and of course PC. The special thing in here is the interactivity represented by non-linear features, including catch-up TV, pause TV, time shift, network PVR, and one of the maybe most important is also a recommendation engine behind it, where you see people interact with the platform, you can just then be able to serve them the best content which fits their needs.
Okay, I'll come back to the recommendation in a bit more detail shortly, but looking at interactive TV is a term that means different things to different people. What do you view as the primary services that the operators are offering, or does it really vary between operators in what they're doing with your technology?
Well, the thing is, I said that before, I see the biggest change is that there are no more viewers, and people are users, which, by the way, don't make it wrong. I still believe that the main device for the entertainment is TV, and there still will be people who just would like to sit, press the button, and entertain me. But a lot of people, and you can see the numbers proving it, that they use different device at the time they watch TV, and it's not only about sharing. They can whatever. They can read the email. They can read an article about what they are watching in the TV.
Yeah, or social media activity.
And social media, which is big. And one of the big things we also providing as part of our platform is a search and discovery feature, where when you have your let's say iPad, during the time you view something, you can search for another content and you can immediately put it on your screen, or you can set up a recording, which is something you would very hardly do just with your remote control.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think usage of interactive services varies by age group or geographically?
Oh yeah. Well, again, it is like if you look at what's called Generation Z or Generation Y, you can really see a lot of articles and numbers already talking about how much people watch mobile video, how they use their tablets. So you can really see this is growing. On the other side, I have also read recently an interesting article just talking about that young people are using mainly their tablets because they don't have access to the big screen, because this is occupied by the parents. So again, I'm a huge fan of interactivity. We build the whole business of our company on it and on IPTV, but I still also believe that the big screen TV, this is something which leads.
Yeah, it's a very powerful thing, the big screen TV. Yeah.
Well, it still works.
Absolutely.
TV was invented some 60, 70 years ago, and it still works.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And for the slightly older generation, you can just sit back and press a button and off you go. So, if you're as a manufacturer, how much do you get involved in the implementation, and almost as a consultant or a small systems integrator in a sense? How much is that changing?
Well, this is the key, because as I said before, we are a young company. We started 2004, so we are a reasonably young company. And in order to survive on this tough market, we simply have to be smarter and more aggressive. So in order to win the deals, we have to beat somebody else, and we just see the way in order to provide better services. With faster integration, and also I don't want to say cheap, let's say cost effective. But also the important thing there is to be able to share the vision with our customers, listen to them, and try to find them way how they can serve better services for their customers.
And do you find that the sales cycle has lengthened in recent years, and that there's more consultation occurs beforehand, or have you?
It is definitely changing, because some 10, maybe even 5 years ago, IPTV was still very fresh, very young thing. Now, especially with the big thing done by Google, YouTube, and iTunes, and all this stuff, this is something which is kind of the standard. So yeah, this is definitely changing. We are today talk a lot we are in a lot of discussions with the customers who already have a service installed, and they are not looking for a new solution but for a replacement, which is just bringing different issues to the process. But again, for example, one of our strengths is that we are not telling customers, you know what, throw away everything you had. we are able to integrate your old set-top boxes in our solution, and this, I believe, is very strong argument.
And your solution is set-top box independent in the sense it works with any set-top or receivers, or do you have?
It is not. You know what? If somebody tells you that they are set-top box independent, they are not.
Yeah.
They are cheating on you.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you want to do it right, there is a lot of development and integration you have to do. We just do it project by project. We don't want to work with any single set-top box vendor. We have a few proven partnership, and this is the way we want to go for the future.
Okay. And your customers are happy with that? They're happy to take that advice and to work with those set-top box vendors, or is it?
Well, I hope that they are happy with us.
So do I.
And if there is a need for the change, we usually work very closely together.
Okay.
Because nobody wants to affect the end customer.
Sure. Okay. So recommendation engine, I know you've been. This is a hot topic for you and something you've been working on. So talk me. What is a recommendation engine, and then we'll come to how it actually works.
Well, recommendation engine is basically a platform feature which just allows to put together the information about the viewer's behavior, and then there is a very strong logic in the behind which just works around the data you collect about the viewers.
Okay.
And it just allows you to offer them the best content which should fit their needs.
Okay. So when you talk about data there, what is that data and where's it coming? Does it come from all devices?
Well, one of the very strong feature, which is a native feature for IPTV platform, is that you can collect a lot of data about what people are doing. So you see what kind of content they are watching. You can see how much they use even their remote control. If they like the content, you can measure if they stop watching after 10 minutes, which probably mean that they don't like it. You can see if they are using fast forward because, again, there is something they don't like, and
Yes.
and you can also measure the content based by metadata provided with every movie or series, including favorite actor, favorite director,
Sure.
or genre. So this is something you can do, and then if somebody likes to watch those CSI series,
Yeah.
then if they watch CSI New York,
yeah.
they can also watch CSI Las Vegas.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay. And how does the viewer or the user receive that information, those updates about you should watch this or why don't you think about? How does that work? Do they get on-screen messages or?
No, it just works that when you go inside the GUI, inside the menu, and you, for example, go. It especially work when you go into your VOD library.
Yeah, or you can
they are always the position.
Okay.
The position on the top.
On the top, yeah, sure.
Which can be recommended.
Okay.
And you can see this is something which works already on web services. And again, we are even within a TV experience. We are right now trying to bring back to TV what kind of left to PC and other applications.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So if you
Okay.
if you today go to Facebook, for example, and you see the Facebook advertisement, it is already something where they try to bring you something you are really interested in.
Sure.
Because then it works, and
Sure.
and this is the kind of same logic we try to bring back to TV.
And how much is recommendation engines attractive to advertisers as well? Because that's a lot of data that you're collecting, or the broadcaster or network. How can you sell that data on? Do you see what I mean? Or
You know what? Technically, you can do a lot. There is always an issue that we are a service or platform provider,
Right.
and of course that we do what our customers want us to do, and we don't want to cross any content rights. So this could be tricky. There are a lot of things which are technically possible, but you are simply not allowed to do it.
okay.
This is something where we are still waiting for kind of standardization or changing the model, because I do believe that one of the things which will bring those interactive services will probably be the change of the model of free TV.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, makes sense. For pay TV, this is maybe the different story, but you know, you probably walk the streets and you can see how many advertisements is everywhere, and people are already blinded. So I'm a strong believer in any kind of targeted advertisement where you are really able just to bring the people exact information which is useful for them. So for example, I'm a keen scuba diver. Then when I see an advertisement trying to sell me some diving stuff, well, I can be interested. On the other side, if somebody wants to sell me a new soccer shoes, well, it will be probably worth nothing for me.
Yeah, sure, okay. So how quickly can you build up a profile of a user to have that recommendation actually start working? Because obviously it requires data to come in, and you're starting from zero.
Yeah, well, it is automated process, and of course, when you collecting more data means that you can get a better results.
Okay.
Just it.
Okay. So, in more general terms, how do you view the broadcast industry? I mean, we used to talk about the broadcast industry when we meant linear television. Now we're talking about streaming media, you know, online apps, etc., etc. How do you view things at the moment? How do you see the change continuing?
Well, you know, there are many topics we could talk about. I think that one of the big moves was really move from SD to HD. This already happened, so we are bringing better quality picture. Even if you walk this show, you can see 4K being a big topic, which is really just about bringing the people the best quality picture possible.
Do you think 4K is real? Do you think it's ever going to reach the home? You know, 4K, or is it really a production tool that's going to?
To be really honest, I think this is kind of a hype similar to 3D.
Yeah.
If you was on this show 3 years ago and we were walking the floor, or maybe it was 2 years ago, it was full of 3D everywhere.
Yeah, it was stereoscopic, right.
Right now, you could not. Well, you can see the vendors telling that, hey, we support 3D, but it's not here. Again, with 4K, I don't think this is really something which is a strong move in the industry. It was HD, definitely, especially in the markets like is the US market, where the quality of SD was not really good.
No, it was bad.
But the HD quality picture is already very good. Okay. So I don't think so. For us, it makes no difference. We are codec agnostic. So even when I see also together with 4K, you can see a lot of people talking about HEVC encoding.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Again, we don't mind. We just deliver the picture. But I'm not a big 4K fan.
Okay. So in terms of Nangu, what's next for Nangu? What's going to happen, do you think, to the company and developments for you?
Well, we are still trying to build our roadmap for any kind of future applications. So I think we can still do a lot of things in the extra applications development, and we should work also for the future to push on the recommendation, which I think is a big thing. And then we probably have to look at some smart advertisement models, as we discussed previously.
Sure.
Because again, we do think the way where we can get the best services which help our customers than to bring something to the end users.
Okay. And in terms of using yours, as a user or a viewer using your services, how important is the user interface and ease of use? Because if you look at a lot of connected TV services at the moment, the interface is about, like if my parents, for example, find it very difficult to use. So how much of that is an issue, and how does Nangu work with it?
Well, you know, the thing is that you have now a lot of different generations watching TV, and there are still people like, if I can imagine my grandfather, grandmother, she is 86 already. She's watching TV a lot, but she only wants to push a few buttons, and I was never able to explain her anything about interactive services. And then on the other side, if you imagine 15-year-old boy who just would like to, play his iPad a lot and watch some sport and having YouTube on his connected TV, this is something you have to bring all of it together and still have in mind that TV and the content services are here for entertainment.
That's all.
So the user interface. The user interface have to say simple on one side, but on the other side, it has to be able to support all the new features, bringing to the customers.
I was going to say how much, because we've seen over the years some very big players trying to essentially put the internet on TV, and it's always failed because TV, as you said, is fundamentally a lean back experience. It's become more lean forward now with, say, your interactive services.
Exactly. I agree. Well, I think what happened is that the TV industry was too much just looking only on itself and on TV, and this is why people who simply want to get more on-demand services and interactivity, then what happened that the content ran out to a PC and then mobiles and then tablets, and right now the circle is closing because what we all do in this industry, we are kind of bringing it all back together. I don't believe nobody today really think about using internet browser on the TV.
Okay.
This may be another thing for the future, where when you think about how to use your remote controls with an ability to really manage the devices only with voice.
Yeah, sure.
This is definitely something we have to look for. But like for today, the best thing we can do, and we also do with Nangu platform, is that we do support a connection between tablets or mobiles and TV, so you can have a smart remote control.
Sure. Okay.
And just use TV as a screen.
Okay. And I mean, how important is it to create an integrated experience? Because at the moment, on a lot of platforms, I've got my PlayStation as a user media center, multiple connected TV platforms, all different. Some of them effectively a little browser, others, iPlayer is very good. How important is it going forward that we create a much more holistic approach to this? Or does it not matter? Or people carry on?
This is actually a very tough question. The thing is that the industry today is definitely broken in so many different pieces.
Yeah, sure.
On the other side, it brought and it allows the customer to really have access to so much content and so much different services. They can really choose what they want. But probably what we can see and what happened, and there are some ways where you can see it's already happening, kind of standardization. So if you look at HBB TV, this is trying to bring a new standard into the industry, how to put the interactive services on your TVs.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see there. Today they are, especially the consumer electronic manufacturers, fighting each other.
Yeah.
So having a connected TV, for us, we also build the applications. So right now, talking about mobile, we have to support Android, we have to support iOS, we have to support some other, let's say, legacy platforms.
Yeah.
Then talking about TVs, we have to build different application for Samsung, we have to build different application for LG, we have to build different application for Sony. So it is definitely broken in a lot of pieces.
Okay. And obviously we're sat here at a big international trade show. How important are trade shows as a business tool going forward?
Well, you know what, trade show, I love to go to trade show because business is personal. It's about meeting people, going talk to people. It is not as it has been when I started in the industry some 15 years ago, where a lot of companies just save their news for the trade shows, and trade show was a lot of about, hey, we are showing this is new in the industry. Right now, with the rise of the internet, everything is published immediately. Whenever you have something, in order to beat your competition, you have to publish it immediately. But trade shows, you can see IBC and AB, it's still growing.
Yeah.
So we are all here just to meet people, and I'm here. I like just to walk the show, meet the new one, meet the old ones, and just looking for opportunities.
And how much do you find that broadcasters try and sort of protect their patch, if you like, and they just want to be broadcasters, and it's their and to keep the experience as part of the broadcast experience, which is kind of what HBB TV is trying to do. Or how much broadcasters are willing to say that the content is what matters and the rights to that content, how it's distributed doesn't matter.
You know what? Again, 10 years ago, you can really see completely linear chain.
Yeah.
So the content owner, then it was the way that let's leave away the Hollywood studios, but then the broadcaster produced the content. Then it goes through a transmission where it was a service provider, and then there was the end user. Today, everybody is talking to everybody. You have completely new players in the industry, like telcos and consumer electronics vendor, and you can see broadcasters trying to sell the content directly to the customers. So it is very fragmented. Everybody talking to everybody. But I do believe that sooner or later it will just work that way, that broadcasters or content owners will just give away or sell their, let's say not give away, sell their content. Sell their content to aggregator who will just deliver it to home, probably through kind of IP network, and you sitting in your living room, you would not care if your provider is using cable, satellite, or IPTV. You will just get your wire or wireless, just the connection, and that will be it.
Okay. And just to wrap up, where can people find you at IBC?
So we have a booth in the Hall 14.
Yeah.
Nangu booth number is 281.
Cool.
And we have also a second booth. We have a very nice outside location.
Sure.
So if you're interested to get a full demo of our services and also see our partners from Eagle Kingdom, just come and meet us. Okay. There is a boat going on demand.
Cool.
It's just 5 minutes away from the exhibition.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you, Jakub. That was very interesting. Thank you for joining us here. I hope you have a good show, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.